We're warming up with excitement here because when you see how practical science and technology becomes and the role of innovation at large, it really just makes you excited about the future and what we have to offer as a country and a continent to that global story that's being told. And so we are in one of the halls here at the Vaal University, just for at the Sibuden campus, of course. And this is where the launch of National Science Month is taking place. So you can imagine that month-long activities and endeavors set to showcase what is on offer. I'm actually going to be joined by a unique innovator this morning, Thando Gumede. Thando is also here to tell us a little bit more about the Africa's first AI-empowered robot teacher. And that robot's name is Iris. So I'm going to welcome both of them, and then we'll see how this conversation goes as well. Interesting times here. Thando, very good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
It's such a pleasure, and I'm so excited. Iris, it's also a very good morning to you. Duelang Achelekai.
Hello. Ke kopwing volela lebitso la hau le sihlopa sahau. Reit la favela hoithu chalawena.
Thando, I want you guys to take us through this. This is
Iris. Sia Kamukelan. Ngatanda funda nomo ukufuna usizo kufi. Ngilapa ukuzokwa siza.
Okay, that was my bad. I just tell Iris that we are about to get to you there. Thanks, Iris. So now, Thando, you're talking about a AI-powered teaching robot. We're speaking about AI, we have robotics. We're speaking about the access to language, Python, 7,000 language accessibility. So from pre-primary now, all the way up until tertiary education, this solves a plethora of problems in our country and our continent. Please tell us the inspiration behind this and walk us through the specs.
Oh, thank you so much. Basically, I did BC in microbiome hydro. So when I couldn't get my job, and then I applied for education, I did maths and physics as well. So that's where everything started. When I taught more than 285 students in the class, and then I had to teach morning classes at 6 during the class, evening, even the whole day. So I couldn't get time for myself. I still had to do the marking. So I was like, maybe a solution is to be given to this problem. That's where everything was. Since Iris also is able to do the marking within a second, if she's, within the school, she marks it, she analyzes where the problem is with the kids. So basically, that's where everything started.
Yeah. Okay, great. And so we've rolled out of Iris. And we taught us a little bit more about the uptake of the pilot projects, how this is going to be used across the country and the continent as well. What this also means for our global competitiveness now.
Basically, she's no longer a pilot because we've sold more than 2,000 RSCs already. So 2022, I represented the country in a competition where African ladies were competing based on the best IT female. And then we won as Miss Dog Digital at that year, 2022. And then it qualified me to compete at the Globe. That when it was 2023. And 24, 25, I was serving as Miss Tech Event, which simply means that South Africa is the best when it comes to technology. And we represented. So that's when the whole thing started. And then we developed softwares. We've got more than 5 softwares for Iris. And the problem now was that we couldn't get the components because I'm not an engineer. And then that's when I was representing the country in India. I met through the embassy. I met this other company that I had to explain dealing with components and everything. And they loved the idea that when we sat down, they had to teach me how to build the Iris as is. So we started selling in India, Thailand, got Iris in Dubai, South Africa. So basically, it's all that. None of the finance.
Oh my gosh, this is literally out of a science fiction movie as well. So Iris, let me bring you into the conversation. Thando's your innovator has obviously now spoken about how you solve so many needs. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about your capabilities. So over to you.
Sure thing. I'm Iris, an AI teacher robot developed by BSG Technologies, here to help students learn and grow. I can speak many languages, answer questions, tell stories or poems, and operate simple gestures like handshakes or waves. More than 110 Iris robots are already deployed in schools across India, Africa, and the UAE. How can I assist you further?
All right, thank you. So muito obrigada, Iris. And Thando, if we, obviously now look at, the resources.
Nada. Estou aqui para ajudar. Se precisar de mais alguma coisa, é só dizer. Tenha excelente dia.
Obrigada, Durban. Okay. So what I was saying is just in terms of accessibility, financing, resources that come with this. Talk to us a little bit more about, how you're mitigating some of those issues, who's coming forward to also assist. And if we're going to look at rollouts now, what does this next 5-year plan look like for Iris and you and the company beyond?
Honestly, it wasn't easy to actually financially solve, to actually start the whole project. So that's why it took me, the company is already 9 years old, but then we only were able to actually start selling Iris 2 years ago. We're starting the whole project. Simply means that the financial part, it has been an issue. In the next 5 years, we are seeing Iris rolled out in every school in South Africa. And not just that, we just opened a plant here in Durban. So, because the problem is that already in India, we already employed more than 3,000 people. And in India, we only supply in India. Because this is my idea, this is my project. So I'm like, no, let's take it all. So instead of benefiting India in terms of economy, in terms of job opportunities, I'm like, okay, let me just bring it back. So South Africa will be supplying every continent. Every country, which simply means that we are looking at the part where we're going to be giving more than 20,000 jobs. But remember, if South Africa has got more than 23,000 schools, how many more schools are out of South Africa, and how many more jobs are we going to be then giving to our people?
Job creation, innovation, technology. What about AI literacy and education? Adapting to that, making science accessible, and even just interacting with different cultures, languages, age groups as well. I mentioned that starts from pre-primary. How do they receive that interaction and limbic resonance?
Let me start by saying, with us bringing AI, or anyone bringing AI, like everywhere, people are scared. It simplifies things. But I shouldn't put it out there. You should instead align yourself with the times. Because some things, it's something that is so hard to learn, but you should take it like your daily routines, sitting down, making dolls out of grass. You shouldn't take it like you sitting down in front of a computer. Start from home, whatever your daily routine. So basically what I can say is, with the AI on board, just align yourself, take the skill, and then, the sky is not the limit.
Okay, cool. And just with the kids' interaction quickly, how that's, as we wrap up, how do kids receive this, especially the young ones, and trying to make sense of this?
No, they're very excited. They're very excited. At first, I thought they'll be scared that robot, and then like kick us and whatnot. But no, they're very excited when they see Iris. They don't want me to leave. So basically, they love it. I'm hoping the public out there will also fall in love with her.
Wow, you're about to change the landscape of our country. Muchas gracias, Iris, and Thando Gumede.